While paintings, runways, and exhibitions, it can only mean one thing. It's time to take you through the highlights of this week in arts and culture. So, if it's not Banksy, I wonder who it will be. The artwork by the British artist painted as a tribute to the victims of the 2015 terror attack in Paris has been stolen. Now, the work, which depicted a young female figure with a mournful expression, was cut out and removed from one of the emergency doors at the Bataclan Music Hall. The theft involved some hooded individuals who reportedly drove away with the artwork in a truck. Meanwhile, Banksy's infamous shredded painting has permanently found a home in a German museum. But you see, fans interested in seeing this lovely piece of work will have to work for it. Love is in the Bin will migrate around the Stuttgart Stats Gallery, so you see, visitors wanting to see it will now have to hunt for it amongst the gallery's other works. According to the museum, the tactic is a fitting way to engage with Banksy's art, which typically pops up unexpectedly and is often hidden. And John Malkovich is set to star in a new play inspired by the disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, and the actor says it may upset some people. Bitter Wheat is being produced and written by the Pulitzer-winning David Mamet, who will also direct the production. Malkovich says Harvey Weinstein was the starting point for the play and a reaction to all the news that came out last year about him. But you see, it has subsequently developed and now explores how people of position of power in the entertainment industry at large have behaved really badly for decades. So Bitter Wheat will receive its world premiere in London's West End in June. And after the smashing success of its Alexander McQueen show, London's V&A Museum is set to draw big crowds again with a major new fashion exhibit. And guess what? This time it's about Christian Dior. Billed as the largest and most comprehensive museum display ever staged in Britain on the revered French fashion house, the exhibit traces the influence of Dior over 7 decades and showcases dozens of spectacular couture gowns. Now let's talk about someone very important, Salvador Dali. Now, Salvador Dali was one of the most iconic artists of the 20th century, and he's been dead for 30 years, but you see, fans of the eccentric artist can now meet him in person, or let's just say a version of him anyway. So the Dali Museum in Florida has announced that an artificial intelligence recreation of the artist will grace screens across the museum starting in April. The exhibition, called Dali Lives, will visit and invite visitors to engage with digital renderings of the famous surrealist artist. The virtual clone will comment on Dali's works as well as on events that occurred after his death in 1989. Now, Dali joins various artists such as Tupac and Amy Winehouse, who have been immortalized using artificial intelligence in recent years. Well, it is now time for another quick break, but you really don't want to go away because coming up, remember that surprise I talked about? So I will be chatting with my guest today, and you see that surprise is still building up, so stay tuned.